This is What the Flock Radio's Birds of a Feather. We are an indie music-focused show rife with witty, fuck-laden, insanely interesting, and unhinged banter. Our thematic submissions will confuse, infuse, and delight you, while our fascinating fun features fluster, flummox, fulfill, and thrill you. Now, who am I? Well, I am the vocalist for the dark alt-rock band Ascent. Now, David and I have our own unique ways of kicking off the show. I will now be doing a little feature, if you will, a little intro feature called Who Dat? This is my very own creation that will either fly or flop. Let's see what you think. You can look forward to this from me and for the foreseeable future at least, but at least David will keep you guessing with his varied intros if I bore you to tears.
And so I would no doubt embarrass myself trying to emulate it, so don't look for it from me. It's probably way over my head. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. Here's Who Dat. So can you tell me who dat? She is a rock star from Auntie M's neck of the woods, but was discovered in Pasadena. She is soft and hard, smoky, gravelly, and melodic. She has a piece of David Crosby and loves the ladies. She's an ovation-playing rock goddess. She gets thirsty, wants to visit windows, will keep your little secret, will let you sleep when she drives, and is the only one.
Yeah, I was a little lost there thinking, come on, is it Melissa? Is it Melissa? And then you dropped a couple of names. I was like, oh, yeah, it's Melissa Etheridge.
That's Melissa Etheridge, which is one of my faves.
That's Who Dat. She's a badass, yeah.
Who Dat.
Yep. All right. And what, am I supposed to say something now?
Yeah, you are, yes. Please introduce yourself.
And I, as you know, am Professor P-Soop, international rock legend, radiant savant, and all-around magic man of the indie music scene here for another show with my little queen. And I know at times I kind of come off as something of a barracuda when it comes to lame-ass music, but I'm not completely heartless. I'm just horseshit intolerant, and I just want to move straight on past the dreck and swill, find the best and brightest music, and kick it out to you. And I know Punkin here probably thinks, and reinforced every other minute by me, that I do all the work, so how about you even it up so that I'm not doing it all alone? Well, I say never. When I see those big brown doe eyes, like a deer, I see those, all I think. And I think of all you listeners out there salivating for another episode. You are salivating, aren't you?
I hear the salivation.
I hear the saliva.
I do.
You don't hear me with the lozenges clicking and slurping, but we do hear you during the live. We heard some salivating there, and we appreciate that. We encourage that, and that touches us deeply. But anyway, when I hear that, knowing my grave responsibility to the show, how can I refuse?
Oh, my. I really enjoyed that one. Very well done. My goodness.
And folks, remember that Birds of a Feather provides 73% of the recommended daily allowance of shenanigans and monkey shines. So, for your health.
Up from 70%. So we've improved by 3%.
And it's for your health. I
mean,
the science is clear.
It is. It's true. It doesn't lie. Excellent. Well, that moves us right on to bird banter. And we have an interesting one this time. So Loudwire.com provided us with rock antics that would not fly today. So you tell me, will they fly or not? So these are just a few. Now, there are obviously countless thousands of things that happen. These are just a few, and these are a little old school. And this is a topic, this particular gentleman, it's a topic that just keeps coming up on this series of shows, right? The two Winging It's before it and this one, David Lee Roth. So David Lee Roth's shtick works perfect on stage, or at least it did now that he is retired. But things seem to get a lot more sleazy past the barricade. So to motivate his stage crew back in the day, the former Van Halen singer reportedly enacted a roadie incentive program. Have you heard about this?
No, I know there were big legends and stories and a whole gaggle of, and I think they even made a film, a short or something like that, about being on the road, and it was supposed to be full of all kinds of raunchy stuff. I never saw it or heard much of it, though.
Well, here you go. So this incentive program gave each of his roadies 5 backstage passes to hand out to appealing young ladies at their discretion. As the story goes, the roadie who delivered the woman Diamond Dave ended up sleeping with that night would get a bonus.
Wow.
That's pretty fucking sleazy.
So it's like she's kind of like just a gigolo, too.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely.
Very interesting. No, I knew there were stories, and they had to be pretty lascivious ones. But
now, today, why would that not fly? Well, because it would. First of all, I don't know that women are doing the same things women did back then. I don't know if you have, like, the head-giving roadies all the things that you heard about, I'm not sure. Maybe they're still out there, but I'm not sure. And if somebody found out about this incentive program today, there would probably be some lawsuits going on, something really weird, because, it would be seen as some sort of affront to women, I'm assuming, which I think it kind of is, to be honest. But again, they went willingly and of their own free will. If you want to be a groupie, be a groupie. I'm down with that. That's cool. Do your thing. Screw who you want to. I always say, if it doesn't hurt you or anyone else, do what you want to do. I don't care. But I'm just saying, this whole incentive program have been a little too creepy, a little too sleazy for the likes of today.
Yeah, I think that would be seen as a little objectifying today or something like that. I don't know. But
even if it wouldn't fly.
But even though it's a consensual transaction, it is like straight up prostitution almost.
Yeah.
That's even legal in some places, and nobody kind of half give a rat's ass in other places.
Yeah, but this is incenting the roadies to bring forth a willing participant. So, I mean,
it has a little weirdness to it
it's
because
weird,
of that. But,
yeah, but I mean,
having a middleman is a little weird.
It's a little weird. It's and you being selected as a hottie.
Yeah.
You're
I mean, at your discretion.
Yeah.
I think he'll
want this bitch. I don't know. It's creepy. The next one is Def Leppard. So certainly Def Leppard rockers would take up 5 underneath the stage, right? So sometimes, they're taking a break, they go underneath the stage, they take 5. Well, they'd take 5 with up to 60 naked girls for company.
Wow.
It went so far that mothers and daughters were performing sexual acts, according to rock photographer Ross Halfin, though the story has been refuted by at least one Def Leppard member. So 60 naked girls underneath the stage when you take a break.
And that and the mother-daughter thing.
Mm-hmm.
I actually heard that story a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
So I just kind of assumed it was true, but, I was like, oh, what do I care,
Well, one refuted it. Come on.
Yeah,
probably the one that was married or something.
Yeah. I mean, it probably had something like it probably happened. I mean, we know it was the 70s.
Come on.
First it was the 70s and then it was the 80s.
Yeah.
So for these acts we've been talking about today, so that's
so,
just what it was like, as strange as it might seem.
Again, don't think it would fly today. Not that they're...
It's kind of a different world.
It is. And not that they're not having sex under the stage. They can do whatever they want. Of course, I think Def Leppard would be a little hard-pressed to find 60 women who want to be under stage with them when they're 60? 65? I don't know. But I think it's probably easier when you're 24.
You gave half my script already. What do you see,
So, I don't know, but I mean, maybe they can. I mean... Older men are all the rage these days, and the Def Leppard crew look pretty darn good for their age, so I don't know, but I don't think it would fly today. It just wouldn't, and I agree with Loudwire.com. Some of these things, I just think they would just be riddled with, issues and problems and potentially, lawsuits and blackmail and all kinds of stuff at this day and age, and maybe, even a payment or two probably to settle out of court.
There are no secrets today, so
right. That's true.
That's why that's difficult.
That's true. Everybody would have a picture of everything happening everywhere. That's true. Well, Jane's Addictions, Dave Navarro. Now, he once went into what he called his backstage orgy room to shoot some heroin, and there he found 3 naked women using the space for its intended purpose. Now, that's one of a bazillion stories about Dave Navarro. Now, here's the thing. Dave Navarro is fucking beautiful. He's gorgeous. He's just got it. He's a, whatever. He's a little rock god dude. But again, the stuff that and he has a memoir that I so want to read. Of course he does. That is very, I guess, detailed about some of these things. And he is not shy about sharing all the stuff that he did. But again, I don't know that you could have, first of all, a heroin room, an orgy/heroin room, and go in there and just have people shooting heroin, 3 naked women shooting heroin in there and it not cause a problem. So, again, stuff that you probably could not get away with today. Do you believe you could get away with that today?
No, like I said, no secrets today, no privacy. They're pretty much going to...
Somebody's going to out him.
You're doing it for the whole world, basically.
Yeah,
there's nothing stays anywhere.
That's right. This is like the worst
probably
sex tape
not even
ever.
Vegas,
Led Zeppelin. So this is a little more tame. This is not like the infamous mud shark incident where they
and thank heaven for that.
are said to have pleasured a woman.
Starting to swim into my mind. I said, "Please, God, not that."
No, this is not that. But
Thank
they
you.
were said to have pleasured a groupie with a shark.
Yeah. Let's move on.
But no one seemed to call attention to the Houses of the Holy album art until Facebook banned it. So
I have seen that. Yes,
the album cover, as we know, which features naked children climbing up some kind of mountain, is clearly not the most PC thing, and this kind of goes to the Nirvana thing, right, where you can see baby junk. I don't want to see baby junk.
That's far worse too.
It is.
They did issue like a band that comes around the album.
Yeah, that's nice.
Covering up the majority of kid ass.
Yeah, I don't need kid ass. I don't want to see it. I really don't.
I mean, why do they even put the kid
Why?
ass? Why? You're asking for trouble, but then it works sometimes if you're looking for like, what the hell was Blind Faith thinking with the kid tits?
I mean, I have questions. I don't need to see any of that. I mean, come on.
They would think that probably 45 years later we'd still be talking about them. That's probably it.
Well, it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
So it says, it probably wouldn't be issued as an album art today. I do not think it would be issued. It's not okay, I don't think. While it looks cool in an ominous sort of way, in like a creepy, like these children raised by wolves sort of way, I'm not really sure what's going on here. The possibility of such an image being flagged as child pornography isn't an outlier today. Because, I even know mothers who are like, I don't post pictures of my children clothed anywhere because they could be used for creepy things.
Yeah.
And I get it. So I think that this particular album, when we were looking for album art to hang up in our home, I'll tell you, this one did not come into mind.
Yeah. I mean,
not going to have not going to have child asses in my house. It's not.
It's like, and I would never put up yes going for the one either.
Thank you. No,
I mean,
I'm
we
good.
have to have like his ass being the focus of what would be a good cover,
a cool cover,
a truly excellent album.
Right. I mean, I don't know that would be banned today, but I don't need it.
No,
I'm
it's
good.
just like it's something you don't even want visible where anyone can see it.
Right, but the kid ass, I'm out. I don't want that.
If you had an ass album out, like in the front of your record collection, when somebody came over to visit, you would cover it.
You'd probably cover it. Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, I got Houses of the Holy, little one.
Little
CD, but
yeah, it's you just keep it under wraps. That's cool.
It's just
weird.
It's got the ass band.
Yeah, I'm not into it. I'm not into it. So that would not fly today. Like you said, there's been all these things that are like are changing the way that album art is displayed, and I think it's okay because I understand that the parents were okay with it and that they got paid and everything, just like the little kid whose junk's out on the Nirvana thing. But I just don't think it's right. I don't need to see it. Let's just do we have to show that? We don't. So anyway, would not fly today. Now, this is not a band that I like, but I think it's still interesting. Wasp. While launching, because what Wasp used to do, I don't know if they still do it, was launch pieces of a dead pig into the audience.
Oh.
So obviously today this would cause alarm bells from PETA, obviously. And they also had a semi-naked woman hung from a rock on stage as if to be tortured. That probably wasn't the best idea either.
Yeah.
So neither of those things would fly today. I don't know how they were ever okay. But
yeah, it's funny how, as much as there are a lot of things I don't like about today, there are a few things like the examples that are coming up tonight that, you know what, I think we got a better idea today.
Yeah, we have a good handle on things.
Maybe that goes too far in some areas and everything, but I think this is right on.
I think these are right on. So
yeah.
I feel like these are probably a very good example of some of the antics that would not fly today, but that were okay, not only because of a great point you made because of the privacy or lack thereof, but also just because people are more aware of things that seem weird or that are seen as something that can objectify a certain group of people, children, women, men, gays, whatever in the world it is. Let's just chill. So anyway, these would not fly today for many, many reasons, and very interesting. And that mud shark incident, I'm glad we didn't go into it because that's some creepy shit.
Yep.
So I turn it over to you now.
Except that they allegedly caught it from the window, some lame shit like that.
What the hell?
I mean, you catch from a hotel window on the water.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's
so
just
talking fresh.
Thank God.
Fresh.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna, you should have fresh.
Yeah.
The freshest shark around.
Well, now that we've bantered, what is that? I'm looking at the format, and is this one up to date, unlike the last one that I was looking at during the last show? Oh, I got to say, the live show, it went well, don't you think?
I think next time you do the fucking format. That's what I think.
Everything is absolutely perfect. 2 weeks have passed since our triumphant live show premiere, but in our world, it's been only one.
Yes,
it was only a week ago.
That's right.
You're not hearing it for 2 weeks, but we're like, uh-oh.
Oh, they're not going to hear it for a lot more than 2 weeks.
Right. Oh, that's true.
That's right. They're going to hear it a lot.
But we're recording it like right after.
Right, exactly.
A week after. And, we've been busy, and by which I mean Christina's been busy. So, you've heard of disaster preparedness. Well, what's about to ensue is a disaster due to a lack of preparedness.
Great.
But we are counting. We are counting on a potent cocktail of hubris, nihilism, and bath salts to carry us through. We've got our beverages here. We've got sweet-ass beverages.
Sweet-ass.
You just got to have them. But no naughty water. We don't do the naughty water.
I don't do naughty water.
As Russell Brand said.
All right, well, it's all you. It's all you.
What?
I need to shut up for a while.
Oh, hopefully a very short while.
Nope.
All right, let me get prepared here. Okay. All right, time for, as usual, the theme recap, because we don't expect you to remember all this time. We're thinking you're like us, and everything has to be written down or read to you and spoon-fed you. Probably an unfair assumption. But we're continuing with Freebird, the onslaught. It continues. Any genre, any song, no questions asked. We're not going to, it's don't ask, don't tell. Don't tell us what it's about. Don't tell.
We're not even asking. Just send it.
We're not asking you. Just send it. Have a title and the band name, and, that's all we ask.
That's right. Please have that. And send it to boafonair@gmail.com.
However far out you thought your stuff was and it didn't apply to anything or didn't belong in any category, we're welcoming it now. So.
Yes.
All right, and is that my name again?
It is.
You're kidding me.
No, twice in a row.
Okay. Well, that means we're coming up to a feature that we've done before called It Was Mina. And for this feature, we discuss the songwriters of some of the biggest hits, not written by the artist or band, the unsung heroes of popular music. And sometimes it becomes the writer records the song themselves, but everybody only hears the cover.
True.
And such is the case tonight.
Hmm.
Well, in 1965, a young British man trying to establish himself as a songwriter was pitching songs around to other artists. And by 1967, one of his songs was a UK chart hit for a lady named P. Arnold. Later on that year, this young man, who at various times has gone by the name Yusuf Islam or Yusuf, or more recently, Yusuf/Cat Stevens, released his own version of an achingly beautiful ballad that you probably know, if you're a young enough thing and tender enough, by the hit Sheryl Crow had with it. Or, if you're an older cool person,
let me tell. The first cut is the deepest.
Who got you into the song? Who was the artist?
Cat Stevens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
a lot of young things.
She defiled it, of course. She ruined it for me. But yes, Cat Stevens.
I'm much more familiar with the Rod Stewart, and the Sheryl Crow's okay, but the Rod Stewart is the best version.
I haven't heard that version.
Yes, the first cut is the deepest. It might not be that widely known that this gorgeous tune comes from the pen of one of my all-time favorite singer-songwriters, Mr. Cat Stevens, but it did. And back in the 70s, Rod Stewart albums were separated between the fast side and the slow side, and the first cut is the deepest was the only song on the slow side not written by Stewart himself, appearing second in order after the somewhat controversial hit Tonight's the Night.
I love that song. Of course, that video is a whole other story. I can't.
There are slightly cringy elements to it.
Yes.
I'm not entirely alone.
I'm not sure that would fly today. That's another rock antic.
That's another one. What I love about the song, though, is that despite the heartbreak and the uncertainty, the narrator is at least willing to try to love again, as he or she sings, I'm sure going to give you a try, So there's some hope there, unlike the fatalism of Meatloaf's 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But then again, songwriter Jim Total Eclipse of the Heart Steinman has always been given to hyperbolic melodrama. It's kind of like his brand, I think.
That's his M.O.
Yep. Well, the young Brit who wanted to make it as a songwriter certainly did, never mind the string of multi-platinum albums of his own, to which he was returned, resuming his recording career after a 28-year break like it weren't even a thing. Yusuf also won ASCAP Songwriting Awards in 2005 and 2006, both for First Cut. The First Cut is the deepest?
Oh.
The hell? I don't know if you could do that with the same song.
It's pretty magic.
Must have been a different version. It has been a hit for 4 different artists.
Yep.
And I haven't heard any of the comeback albums, and I probably should. But the first one, Road Singer, when he came back after this big long break, features an iTunes bonus track that guest stars Paul McCartney and Dolly Parton.
All right.
How freaking cool is that? I'll tell you, in the 70s, I had 5 consecutive albums of his and spun them every bit as much as Black Sabbath and the Sex Pistols because he's just a badass, Yeah, and unlike your Neil Diamond and Bob Dylan's and Bruce Springsteen's of the world, I can't think of that many other Cat Stevens songs that were hits for other artists. But they're so distinctly his. I'm really not that surprised, I guess. Though there's a band called Sugar Punk Fairies that did a kick-ass punk cover of his Wild World. Never saw that one coming, which was a blast. I recently picked up a couple of his 70s records on vinyl, but I have yet to check on the later ones. I have to do that because it's hard to imagine they're not great. And I know, despite your occasionally somewhat heretical views, Pumpkin, that you are a person who appreciates the art of Mr. Stevens. Is that not so?
Well, that's true, and whether they're heretical or not is completely,
not in the matter
subjective.
Not in the matter of Mr. Stevens.
Well, yeah, you're a heretic yourself in many regards, but no, he's brilliant. I absolutely love him. And strange story, I was introduced to him many, many years ago. I think I was 17 when I heard him for the first time, maybe 16. And it was from a girl at the time. Her name was Manda, and I absolutely hated her. She was a friend of a friend, and I did not like her. But she made these mixtapes for people because she had such eclectic taste in music that she would make these mixtapes for people, and she...
They cannot hear that. Go on.
They can hear it all.
No, they can't.
They can. I'll bet you some money.
Okay.
And I remember being in the car listening to some of these tapes and stuff I'd never heard before. Dire Straits, stuff by, I think the first time I ever heard Sacrifice by Elton John was on one of these mixtapes. And that was the only compliment I ever had for her, was that she made great mixtapes. So she made me a mixtape.
The age of the mixtape.
And it had stuff I'd never heard on it. One was Cat Stevens, and she put several songs, and I think she gave me 2 mixtapes, even though we hated each other. Mm-hmm. We just did not like each other, and I still got 2 great mixtapes out of it that introduced me to some incredible music. One was Cat Stevens.
I've made so many mixtapes for people. I have one. It's in my cassette collection someplace. I got to dig at and play it to remember whatever I put on that mixtape. You kids today, I mean, you can make them virtually on Spotify, like nothing. But when you actually had to take a cassette tape and take another cassette tape and dub them,
that's right, and then write all in the little teeny tiny writing.
Yep.
Absolutely. So
or type it. I was into typing.
Oh, see, back then we were writing it, and even though I fucking hated her, thank you very much, Manda. You introduced me to some great music, and you really had incredible taste, and I'm sure you still have incredible taste in music. So at least I like that about you.
Rock on, Manda. See, I got her name right. How about that?
That's right.
All right, certainly. What's that? 2 features you squeezed out of my moldering corpse?
God, Jesus. Oh, my God. I swear to God, I did nothing of the sort. I swear to God.
It's got to be. I see the word both here.
Yes.
Oh.
So now...
That's got to include me, then.
Yes, it does. But
I love the sound of it, though.
So what we are going to do this time is what we're going to do at this time is introduce a song. And this song is by a band called Grimace. And
I love it already.
The name of the song is Howl. So let's go take a listen, and we'll be right back.
certain thing. I can win against the hunger. Let me taste your sweet neurotic grace. Let me taste your sweet neurotic grace. Bright eyes like golden moons, they pierce my soul and they drop my blood. Deep down there's a grail you will raise. I think it's wild how you make me fall for you. Reject the pressure I'm captured in. Fall for you. Release the peace from hiding. Shift in the night, under the cover of darkness. No taming, no primal exchange. I kinda like how you watch me. I kinda like how you watch me. Bite into you. Deep down there's a ground you raise. I think it's wild how you make me. Reject the flesh I'm captured in. Hell for you. Release the beast from hiding.
All right, that was Howl by Grimace. They are from Portland. They are electronic rock, and they are slightly delicious. Where are you landing with this?
Well, yeah, Grimace, Howl. This is a 3-act play here,
Seriously.
practically. The overture is this beautiful. You say, oh, this is progressive goth. I can really dig this. Before the vocal even starts, you have no idea what to expect. Then this artful guitar transforms it all into like space rock, you know. And
right?
You're doing this whole Pink Floyd thing. Then it shapeshifts, and this wicked, crazed hornet riff comes in. It's like early Alice Cooper, psychedelic, via Black Sabbath. This really stirring and powerful female vocal. And then it again morphs into this vaudeville nightmare passage, you know. I mean, Grimace just blew me away. Howl, yeah, she does for sure. They do as a band. This is a smash, okay?
Absolutely. Well, I have so much to say about this, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I just love the guitar that has kind of that Middle Eastern undertone right at the beginning. And then those, like you said, the slight vocalizations, you kind of hear her somewhere in the back. They're very welcome, and they're slightly chilling, which I really like. And then about 2 minutes in, the song just takes a whole big turn. And it begins its face-melting quest And she really delivers kind of like a sexy and moaning vocal, which I really, really love. And the chorus is what I wanted. It delivers again and again, movement after movement, because it really felt like it had so many different parts. I am absolutely in love with this band, and I have a couple of things to say about them. Number one, they are a 2-person band. He does everything and she sings, so sounds very familiar to me.
There's a lot of that going around.
And this band is a band we played with on tour.
Nice.
So we shared a stage with Grimace. I believe it was their first show at the Hawthorne Hideaway when we were on our tour. Not only are they wonderful people, but very, very brilliant musicians, and the stage show was on fire. He's there with all of his toys, and she is there. She is absolutely beautiful, radiant, just this wonderful person, and just this powerhouse, and she is commanding the stage. She's owning the stage. It's amazing. It was really amazing to see them do their thing. I was so happy to have come upon Grimace and to have been able to share the stage with them, but they are definitely an act worth watching, and we are hoping to play with them again. But it was important that I share Grimace with all of you and hopefully with the world, because they are a new band, but they are not one to really be overlooked. You've got to watch them, and you can find them on Facebook at Kiss My Grimace, and that's Grimass.
Yeah, not like it's really spelled,
No.
Not like the evil Grimace from McDonald's Land,
No.
He spelled it in the classical way.
Yes.
So as not to confuse the youngins.
Correct.
Grimace doesn't care. I love them, though, truly, and I promise you, no payola was involved or anything, not through any want of trying on our part, but
no.
We do this just for the support.
That's correct. And this particular one now, they don't know that I have a podcast. I didn't tell any of them I had a podcast or anything. But, I thought about it a lot, and I thought, well, I wanted to have a whole show where I just featured bands that I met on tour. And I thought, well, you know what? We have a wide open space here. I'm going to play a couple of the bands that we played with. And this was one of them, definitely one of my favorites. But there were so many great acts we played with, like Cherry Bomb 13, who we played on the show before.
Yeah.
So very great acts. It will come in weeks to come. I will start to share more of them with you. But Grimace is amazing. So thank you very much, Grimace, for sharing a stage and for being so fucking amazing. Now for the pecking order. And for this feature, we pit similar bands and artists against one another and determine the pecking order. So this time I've selected Billy Squier versus Peter Frampton. So it's quite a pairing. I think it makes a lot of sense. But it's interesting because people are very much on one side or the other.
Right, but I do think it will give just about anybody pause.
I think
or give
so.
a lot of people pause. What do I really think about that?
That's right. Because
it is a fair fight for sure.
Yeah, and you don't have to pit artists against each other, right?
But if you had to.
But if you had to, that's kind of like,
We're always going to prefer one.
It's a would you rather.
Yeah,
would you rather this or this?
Yeah.
So if you had to pick one over the other, you might be looking at things like hits, right? I don't look at hits. I look at how it makes me feel.
Right.
Do I love the song? Is there a consistent, number of songs that I like by that artist? Does it move me? Does it, touch me in a way that, I can't explain, which I really love? So I'm looking at a lot of different factors when I'm listening to this music. Now, these are both artists I'm familiar with, obviously. Yeah, so it's interesting. But when you're looking at these two artists and you're weighing them, what are the factors that you're considering?
Yeah, it's a fair match. And it gave me pause. I thought, oh no, I have to think about this. First of all, let me say each one excels at ballads, power ballads, and things like that. They can make you feel. They can be beautiful. They can also rock hard and kick ass. I think Billy Squier leans a little more on that than.
So if you like that, you may lean that way.
Well, it's kind of strange that Peter Frampton was in a band that I think was not good enough for him. Honestly, Humble Pie is okay. But that performance live album is boring as hell. The band wasn't good enough for him. He had more to offer. Strangely enough, making him softer, allowing him to do, songs like, "Yes, is that Peter fucking Frampton? Baby, I Love Your Way." No, or was it? It was
yeah.
Baby, I Love Your Way. Yeah, yeah. Is that Peter fucking Frampton? It's that movie we're always talking about again, High Fidelity. Just watch the thing and you'll understand everything we say. But I would go with It is a tough call. I would personally side with Frampton, not biased at all by the fact that I saw him in concert and he was awesome. Not gonna let that factor in at all. I've had albums by each. I did have more Frampton albums, maybe 4 or 5, 4 I think, and like 1 or 2 Billy Squires. But they're both great. I would kind of lead towards Frampton. What sayest thou?
I am a rocker chick.
I knew it.
Way into Billy Squire. I'm a huge fan of Squire. I'm a huge fan of his voice, of just the composition, the song delivery, the way the song makes me feel. Peter Frampton feels often to me a little too adult contemporary, and I steer away from that. I'm not into adult contemporary. I don't hate it, but that's where Sting falls too, and I just kind of stay away from those like areas and kind of go more toward, maybe pushing the envelope a little bit, maybe being a little more rocky. So I'm a Squire fan.
Peter Frampton is way more rocky than Sting, but not Billy Squire, that's for sure. So, yeah, I figured that would be about where you come down. And it's respect. Billy Squire is fantastic.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
is Frampton. Like I said, Frampton and Humble Pie wasted totally. Solo, I think he's great. But it is a fair fight. By a very small margin, I might give it to Frampton. But they're great guys. Good choices. Good choices.
And we don't have to pick, but I'm making us pick. So while your pick is respectable, I still respectfully think you're wrong. But that's okay. Not by much.
Not by
much. All right, so I am done, and now on to another song.
It calls for tolerance.
And I am quite tolerant, I am. So now we go to another song by an artist, because that's what we do. We are an indie music-focused show. So we play at least 5 indie artists every time, so let's get to the second in a number of artists, well, number being 5. This one is Minuet Machine, and the song is Don't Run From the Fire, and this is actually a live version of this song because they are currently recording. So very interesting. Let's take a lick.
Take a lick.
I don't need to take a lick. Let's take a listen to Don't Run From the Fire. Okay, well, that was Minuet Machine with Don't Run from the Fire live. They're from Paris, and they describe their genre as disruptive wave, which I actually agree with. That makes perfect sense to me. I really, really like it. So, one of the things that I really liked about it is it's just industrial, and it's disturbing, yet it's sexy. I found it kind of like sexy, hot, chanty sort of thing. I can picture sweaty bodies dancing and getting lost in the kind of the trance-inducing sounds. It's just this crazy, great soundscape.
It's a soundscape from a 70s supernatural thriller. An erotic 70s supernatural thriller.
Erotic is key, yes, I like it.
From a musical standpoint, that's a good one.
It's a good one. I love the darkness, and it kind of really, I feel like it took me places that I wasn't ready to go, but I'm glad I went anyway. It's just one of those things, but it does kind of, without even thinking about it, it just kind of puts you in a different place. So
exactly.
I love this song.
Exactly what it does. Minuet Machine, you don't run from the fire. Well, you ain't going to run from nothing, because this song catches you up in its haunting sensuality right out of the gate. These otherworldly percussion and synthesizers suspend you and just elicit an out-of-body experience. It's incredible, this tune. The song is a trip, and I can only imagine what it would be like with the lights out. We're sitting here with the lights on. Imagine they're lying. You'd probably really space out.
I would.
It is total. It's wild. And you know what? It seems that if part of your band name is Machine, you're probably going to be pretty good. It's pretty promising, actually.
I agree, yes.
We've seen a couple of them, and they're pretty darn good, and this is terrific stuff.
Absolutely. I really like it, and this is them live. And live, it's harder to pull off a really great sound, and they sound amazing. So
yeah, that would do a studio proud. I mean, that's...
without a doubt. Well, imagine, I mean, I was very happy to buy this track, which I do most of the tracks that I hear. I was very happy to buy this track, and sometimes I will tell you that the fact that it says live... kind of a deterrent.
I'm sure that's greatly offset by the money that pours into our Patreon account.
Did you say Patreon? Hilarious.
Sorry to steal your thunder.
Hilarious.
I love that tune and that
That's
band.
so great. You can find them on Facebook at Minuet Machine, and that's MINUIT Machine. So definitely subscribe, like, and follow. And you can buy their live tracks right now on Bandcamp.
Disruptive wave, does that mean it makes you pass out or something? Because it very well might under certain conditions.
I mean, I don't know if it makes you pass out as much as it takes you somewhere.
Takes you somewhere.
And I like it. I like where I went.
All right. Well, it looks like the inevitable. The sand has run through the hourglass, and I have to do another feature, namely Hawkward lyrics. For this feature, we weigh in on nonsensical, strange, crazy, or just bullshit song lyrics. And, we love doing this one. And in 1968, again, sorry, the 60s. 1968, Gary Puckett and the Union Gap had a hit song called Young Girl. In it, our unfortunate narrator, who was happily anticipating getting lucky with the girl in question, comes to the unfortunate realization that she's too young.
Oh.
The lines include, with all the charms of a woman, you've kept the secret of your youth.
Ooh.
You led me to believe you're old enough to give me love, and now it hurts to know the truth.
Oh.
Age of consent is a bitch. Okay, well, so he informs her the deal is off, and you're probably asking yourself, what's so awkward about that, right? Nothing. It seems like a proper response. Nothing. That's why we're talking about another song wherein the speaker has a very different reaction to the female's minor status.
Oh,
yes. No. Also released in 1968, the song in focus is the work of the undisputed kings of getting Hawkward lyrics onto the top 40 radio, the Rolling Stones.
Oh.
And a little statutory rape ditty called Stray Cat Blues.
Did they put that on the jacket like a statutory rape ditty? I mean,
it ought to. It probably
really should.
These days it would probably get labeled.
That's true.
Yeah. No, I'm sure they're still in it. Oh, man. Unlike Gary Puckett, Mick Jagger's character, certainly nothing like the real Mick Jagger, perish the thought. Reasons, it's no hanging matter, it's no capital crime, so nothing short of a trip to the gallows is going to turn him from some underage nookie involving a 15-year-old girl runaway, or at least a really motivated groupie. And it goes like this. I hear the click-clack of your feet on the stairs. I know you're no scared-eyed honey. There'll be a feast if you just come upstairs. Okay, this is obviously a solicitation, but it's no hanging matter. It's no capital crime. And I can see that you're 15 years old, though I don't want your ID. And I can see that you're so far from home, but that's no hanging matter. It's no capital crime. And then in the choruses, he keeps saying, I bet your mama don't know you scream like that. I bet your mother don't know you can spit like that.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it gets better and better.
Oh, my God.
You look so weird and you're so far from home, but you don't really miss your mother. Don't look so scared. I'm no mad brain bear. And then he goes on to say... You say you got a friend, that she's wilder than you. Why don't you bring her upstairs? If she's so wild, then she can join in too. Yes, it actually gather. Yes, it actually goes there.
Oh my God. This is really fucking awkward.
So I picked a worthy one, apparently.
Holy shit.
Kind of hit home run, though. Yeah, well, the Rolling Stones always deliver. You know. So
clearly.
While the boys were always edgy compared to the relatively wholesome Beatles, the unconventional subject matter of their songs... Not counting rhapsodizing about how good young black girls taste, and I know a certain chick is so hot that she can make a dead man come on Top 40 radio, was certainly relevant, though. Prescription pill addiction, depression following the death of a loved one, and so forth. But this one, well, as it was once described, is really dirty. Yeah.
Dirty is a very conservative term.
Yes. The music accompanying this ode to lechery is pure gutter sleaze as well. It is 100% consistent across the board. Now, it wasn't a single, but it has actually been covered a few times, including a version by Johnny Winter. The Stones would also perform it live. In fact, it appears on what is no doubt one of the most celebrated concert recordings ever, Get Your Yayas Out, and in 1970 with their new guitarist, Mick Taylor. The beginning of the golden age, as far as I'm concerned. So, after 2 years of growth and maturity and inflection, did they modify the song at all? When they performed it live in 1970, indeed they did. This time, the Stray Cat is only 13 years old.
Fuck me. Oh my
no
God.
Wonder. Is it any wonder they knighted him?
Oh my God.
That's Sir Mick Jagger, man. 2 years later than that, she's 2 years younger. That has really disturbing implications for the 1972 tour. Let me just say.
Oh my God.
Of course, many of us were sexually active back then, 15. I mean, I was, although... not really since then or anything, but so it's really here lies David. He hasn't scored since.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
So it's really a matter of the difference in age and either side of the legal dividing line that makes this an issue at all. But clearly, the narrator's repeated references to the girl's mother indicate he knows just how horrified she'd be. And possibly jealous, and what a bad boy he's being, but that's what they do. This makes Kiss's totally inappropriate song, Christine 16, seem almost puritanical by comparison. Almost. Now, the Rolling Stones are currently in the United States on their No Filter tour, so basically the scene is probably playing out as we speak.
And she's now 11, probably. I mean, what the fuck?
But, Mick must be even more broken up than I am about the death of the Wembley Whammer himself, our beloved Charlie Watts. This is just gutting me. I love the man. He has to console himself somehow. So honestly,
shit.
Doesn't he? Of course, maybe the girls in question that he goes for are proportionally younger than him, as was the Stray Cat. So if it's a certain number of years younger than he is, like 10 or something, that would make his current ideal group be about 65. So cool.
Now that's hot.
That won't be a problem.
No problem. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No problem. Wow. Well, that was a fucking doozy. That was a good one. Holy shit.
Kind of awkward. Yeah, kind of awkward.
Kinda?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not one to blush. I feel like I was blushing and I might have been a little wanting to run out of the room screaming.
Yeah.
So,
what's he going to be saying? And I can see you're only 7 years old. How fucking far is it?
How far are we going? How far are we going?
They knighted him.
Of course they did. He's Mick Jagger. All right. Well, from debauchery to another artist.
We have to leave debauchery.
We do just for a little bit. I'm not sure because
can we circle back to it?
This we sure can. This song, this band is Sarah and the Safe Word, so that's interesting. And the song name is Red Hot and Holy. Wow. So the question is, will they live up to their band name and their song name? Let's find out.
You've sewn me up, stuffed up with fear, my heart unsteady. through the years. It's need to beat, is need to know. You dig the grave, I'll find the hole. The street song plays on and on. Give the girl a little love, you can lean on. So when you feel me, you can lift your hands and praise. Red hot and holy, could you touch me like you stole me? Low down and lonely, you can give me now something that I don't need. Oh, you're everything I don't need. Tingling strings so queer, tied up tight in a dress that never fit. You treated me like a souvenir, wrapped in plastic, suffocated counterfeit. Like licorice, I'm feverish. Hold your breath, I'm with you, couldn't you save me? Red hot and holy, could you touch me like you told me? Low down and lonely, you can give me now something that I don't need. Red hot and holy, how can you judge me? Don't even know me. I'm low down and lonely, all you can give me is everything I don't need. Yeah, everything I don't need. My inconspicuous friends collect their partners in bed, but I don't know if I know. I don't think love is a science, I think that love is a violence and it's striking a blow. So get up and make it harder. Get up and pretend to be a martyr. 'Cause I'm a liar, baby, you're a liar, baby, we're all liars lately. Red hot and holy, could you touch me like you told me? Red hot and holy, could you touch me like you told me? Low down and lonely, you can give me now something that I don't need. Red hot and holy, how can you judge me? Don't even know me. I'm low down and lonely, all you can give me is everything I don't need. Black licorice, I'm favorite. All your friends on the pill can save me. I'm low down and lonely. Good side, you can give me all. Give it to me, please. Everything I don't need.
Sarah and the Safe Word with Red Hot and Holy, the band from Atlanta that calls himself Queer Cabaret Rock Band. Well, I will say that is incredibly accurate. I feel like I just attended a Broadway play. Like, it felt like I was listening to and watching a musical, like a really good like rock musical, which I absolutely love. Definitely cabaret rock, 100%. It was totally, thoroughly enjoyable. I love the instrumentation throughout. There's so many textures, so many little flourishes, and I really do love the end where he is screaming, but with that effect on it, so he sounds kind of far away. I can't even tell you. I thought this was so much fun. I enjoyed it, and I think it's also, I want to add to genres, that it is, to me, a bit of pop perfection.
Yeah, it's interesting that you use that word, because that's what I was going to say. That you start out and you're like being hit with this progressive, high-octane Americana vaudeville, and it's just like, wow, you're at another time, you're at another place, and it's kind of without time, and so I totally see them calling themselves cabaret, especially. I don't perceive the queerness from the sound alone, but it's not a stretch either, and now that you mention it. But I love his band, and the name is very intriguing too. Safe Word. Does that mean like if you accidentally say a certain word during the performance, they stop playing right away?
I don't think so. I think the safe word is maybe like, I just can't take any more of this fucking amazing music.
Oh, so it isn't for the band. Okay.
No, my safe word is you have to give me. I need 5, and then I can come back and you can just kick my ass again with this fucking amazing music. How about that? I think that's it.
And you mentioned it has sort of a modern pop vocal, which belies the rest of the the extravagance, the experience, because modern music is generally so shallow, and it works big time.
I think it totally works.
I mean, it's like Duran Duran with the ante upped
I
kind
agree.
of a bit. You know, it's fabulous stuff. So another winner you found there, Pumpkin. Good for you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for not wasting my time. You did not hear that.
Yeah, I did not fucking hear that. So Sarah and the Safe Word. You can find them on Facebook at Sarah. That's SARAH, just so you know, and the Safe Word. Definitely check them out, like them, follow them, love them. We do. You know what time it is. It is time for the feature that everybody loves. And no, it's not History Strikes Back, but it is Various Songbirds. And for this feature, we name lines from songs and try to stump each other in a head-to-head battle. This is Various Songbirds Battle Royale.
Woohoo!
So this time, you will go first.
All right, and this time I get to feed you lyrics and not abominated tunes, and this one proves particularly interesting and challenging in its own way. All right, so let's see what you do with this one. This is, oops, I don't want to give anything away. All right. She never mentions the word addiction in certain company.
She talks to angels.
Whoa, that was fast. By whom, madam?
That is the Black Crows. I cover this song.
Didn't you? Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I love this song.
I figured you'd. It's
in certain company. Yes. So good. Oh, that was a great one. Now you make me want to sing
nailed
that song.
the Pumpkin. Was that one a soft one? Was that one cottony enough for you?
No comment. This one should be. I mean, it's not. This is lighter than air. This is worthy of the word feather. Yellow tigers crouched in jungles in her dark eyes. She's just dressing goodbye windows, tired starlings.
Oh,
Yes.
tired starlings. Ooh, babies, little sweethearts. I absolutely love, this is my number one song. Interesting you mentioned this too. The Prescience Parade persists.
Oh my God.
Because I was going to, that might have come up later on.
Oh my.
Gee, how is that? We're almost done here. How's that? I don't know how it's
How's
possible.
that?
But okay. Maybe I'm thinking of another time. I don't know. What show is this? All right. White Room. So I got to give you another one?
By?
Oh, so I'm sorry. By Cream or The Cream, if you insist.
Of the crop.
Yep.
Oh. All right. Sorry. Please continue.
All right. The full moon is calling. The fever is high. And the wicked wind whispers and moans. You got your demons, and you got desires. Well, I got a few of my own. That's a lot of song, babe. What can I tell you?
Full moon is calling.
Silver platter.
Fuck. I know this.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a lightning round, so I can't belabor the point.
All right, how long do you have then, Miss Lightning Round?
About 10 seconds. Yeah, I'm going to have to call myself out as fucking that up.
One of these nights.
Shit.
The full moon is calling. The fever is high.
I can't say that I know all the lyrics to that, but I should have got that.
Well, I bet you if I did the melody, you'd have gotten it.
That's
if this
true.
If this were Hummingbirds, you'd have
That's
it.
true.
All right, so one for you and one not for you. And
All right.
what do I got coming up?
You can ponder perpetual motion. Fix your mind on a crystal day. Always time for a good conversation. There's an ear for what you say.
Up Around the Bend by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Am I wrong?
That's correct.
All right, yeah, that is. I mean,
That's-
he wanted to make music that people would still be listening to in 50 years, as if it were new, and you know,
Feather. Feather.
that was a total feather. Oh, let's see if I can repay you with a similar feather.
I'd like to see that. We are flocking together anyway.
Uh-oh, I hope this isn't difficult. Mm-hmm. Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts? Hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze. Without the melody, it's bitch. I know, the Maria syndrome.
One more time.
Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts? Hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change.
I know this fucking
Did
song.
you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? Oh, you're really gonna ache. I'm sorry to inflict this on you.
I know these lyrics. I know this song.
I feel just awful.
Oh, I'm just having the worst time with this day. Okay. I'm going to have to say no to myself because I'm definitely out of time.
Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. Yeah, without that melody, it's funny. That's the really compelling thing there. You know?
It's I totally know those lyrics. That sucks. Oh, okay. Well, a great song. Again, would have got if it was, hummingbirds probably, but all right. Want to share my love with a warm-blooded lover. Want to bring a wild man back home.
Oh, thank you for this. This is kind of feathery, too.
It's very feathery.
This is feathery. That would be Ms. Donna Summer with Hot Stuff.
That's correct.
Yeah. I love that song. I love that keyboard riff, that riff in the beginning. It's just like, it's kind of like Rod Stewart, Do You Think I'm Sexy? It's just a great song. Just a fun song.
It's a great song, yes.
I had that record, the Bad Girls. I think it's a
Bad
double.
Girls.
That's a good one,
yes.
man. So many good songs on there. Oh, what are you looking at me for?
Fuck. It's
Okay.
your turn.
Okay, I'm setting up here. I'm setting up. One more, and this is, I think this is more than fair, actually. I think I'm being more than fair with this one. Same old song, just a drop of water in an endless sea. All we do crumbles to the ground, though we refuse to see. Oh, I'm so sorry if you don't get this. I will be in anguish, as will you. Is it legal for me to... Do the bylaws permit me to spit one line from later in the song?
If you want to, it's up to you.
Okay, yeah, okay, it's fair enough. It slips away, and all your money won't another minute buy. Ah, darn, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
Dust in the wind. Oh, I'm so sorry. Kansas, dust in the wind. I gave you the best ones I could, babe. Sorry.
Well, they're good. Except mine are feathery. Like they're just like I delivered them unto you. These gifts. This last one is also a gift. She's juicy and she's trouble. She gets it to me good. My woman gives me power. Goes right down to my blood.
Oh, honestly, the way that song is squealed, I never exactly knew that. And when you got to that last part, I'm going to go with You Should Be Dancing by the Bee Gees.
That's correct.
Wow. I'm so sorry.
4 out of 4.
They were good ones. I'm sorry. You were so generous with those. I
So
tried to be.
incredibly generous. I know that you would
tried.
know the lyrics to
Yeah.
all of these.
Amazing. Incredible.
So I so fucking lost. That's okay. That's okay.
This is in a high chair being spoon-fed.
Yeah, I pretty much. Here comes a plane.
That's how easily this was. That's how I was coaxed into receiving that.
The best part of this though is you going okay, and then your face like, oh, there it is. I know this one. It's the best moment where you get it. That's the best. And then the saddest moment is when I never get the ones you give me because they are so hard and mean. So anyway, the next song is by an artist named Japanese Breakfast, and the song is Be Sweet.
I like that.
Be Sweet. Let's take a listen to Japanese Breakfast.
Tell the men I'm coming. Tell them count the days. I can feel the night passing by like a mistake
That was good. That Japanese breakfast went down easy. Holy shit, that was so good. I love everything about this track. The little surprises in the song structure, from the synth to the vocals, the bass, the guitars, the harmonies. I love the male counterpoint that enters at about the 2-minute mark. I enjoyed it. The little kind of like call and response moment we had. It is so memorable. It's a delight. I feel like I got sweeter.
If the exhortation to be sweet was issued to the song, then it complied, because the song it's absolutely fantastic. Yes, it's kind of experimental as they describe themselves, but at the same time, it establishes a rock-solid linear groove right from the start.
Absolutely.
You know, and for that reason, you can study this with your mind, or your body can dance to it with equal ease, and that is quite a feat, actually, a feat of greatness that Mozart aspired to. Music could be background or foreground, the back of your party or the forefront of your consciousness. And I know it seems to come up a lot. Maybe I'm just in that frame of mind, and so are you, maybe because we're going to an actual theater later this month. But everything seems very theatrical.
Yeah, it definitely
is. And I'm
is.
loving that. I'm absolutely addicted to that, more drawn to that than anything else. Something that has a real stagey, showy feel to it, and this does. They were fantastic. Japanese breakfast, be sweet, highly recommended by Birds of a Feather.
Absolutely, and they hail from Philadelphia, and they are, as David mentioned, experimental, and I added alternative rock and pop because I feel like they have all of that. But one of the things that I like to do, instead of just going to a specific genre on Bandcamp, I like to go to experimental because you get such gems, and this is certainly one of them. And you can find them on Facebook at Japanese Breakfast.
I mean, if people don't know what to call themselves, that's interesting. That means they probably got some shit going on.
That's right. Exactly.
What are we again? We're pretty awesome, but I know, experimental. Yes,
indeed.
You go fishing in those waters and you do all right,
Truth. Well, I hand it over to you.
What?
Before we do another song.
Oh, yes, of course, a feature. I'm thinking I did all my features. I did all the features that had anything to do with thinking or thought or preparation. All right, well, the feature in question, which does not call for any of those things, is Hell Yes or Oh Hell No, sometimes versus.
Not this time.
Yeah, not this time, though. The results. It's there, babe. Sorry.
Oh, you got to start again. Because
you're supposed to proofread
it? Should be know the results. And this is not. This is just the new one. Sorry.
All right. For this feature, we consider bands or artists and determine if we're in for them or out. And we also ask you to weigh in. We want to know your opinions, what you think. And in question this time, those charming little fellows who seem to be back in the news, Guns N' Roses. Where did you come on Guns N' Roses? I don't have the numbers.
Yes, I failed to put the numbers in here, but the Guns N' Roses numbers are kind of split and interesting. So we had 70-30. 70% that love GNR and 30% that really don't. They really don't. So it was very interesting. No snarky comments to speak of. I felt the snark, though. I could feel it. People are very divided. I think we got a hell no, and I think we got a just no. Not even any punctuation, just no. So Guns N' Roses is one of those. If you separate the way that their antics, if you will, from the actual music, then you can enjoy them in a different way. If you don't like slightly Muppety vocals, that might be kind of tough for you to separate it. But if you go, well, it's got good music with some Muppety vocals.
We're especially gathering those signatures to put it on the referendum so that we'll ban Guns N' Roses from ever performing covers again. But go ahead.
So there's that. Ever. And then if you say, well, Guns N' Roses had their moment. Appetite for Destruction was great, but, I'm kind of out. So there's all kinds of schools of thought on it. Now, Guns N' Roses, I'm going to say that I'm kind of a 80-20 fan. Yeah. That's kind of where I lie. I mean, I like Appetite for Destruction. I hate them doing any covers. Never do covers. Never. Ever. An abomination. Absolutely.
Hi.
Yeah, I mean, just maybe don't. It's not a good idea. But as far as Guns N' Roses, I'm in. Am I a hell yes? I'm a yeah. But I'm not a hell yes.
I'm kind of a hell yeah. I mean, you know how sentimental I am. If anybody has like one song that's really, really great, you can't take that away from them, and I kind of have a soft spot in my heart for them. Well, Guns N' Roses has a lot of good material, especially early on, I got to say. Songs like It's So Easy. I mean, that is so badass.
That's fair.
And yeah, Welcome to the Jungle 2. I mean,
yes, absolutely.
And,
but the one we both agree with, though.
Well, Sweet Child of Mine is great,
but
we love it. Paradise
City. That's a fucking amazing song.
It is up there with it's an anomaly in a way, because everybody knows who listens. My favorite song is, we heard it earlier today, Cream, White Room.
That's right.
My favorite song. Now they are Cream themselves. They're fantastic. I wouldn't put them even in my top 10 groups. There's so many great groups out there.
Right.
And yet they have my number one song.
Yes.
It's similar with Guns N' Roses. They are good.
Yes, they are.
You could whittle down their catalog. There's a certain amount of filler and everything, but they've done a great many terrific songs, like the ones we're naming, especially the absolute perfection. I mean, Paradise City would be up there in the pantheon with White Room, even though Guns N' Roses is not. Every single note is just totally sublime. I mean, so I would say, filler aside and very lamentable covers aside, I'm kind of hell yeah on them, because you could put together one really solid Guns N' Roses album from everything they've put out, or maybe an album and a half or something. But there's a lot of, stuff you really don't need out there with them.
True.
But the stuff that's good is so good.
It's so good. I agree.
Yeah.
I think they're great. I'm not going to call them classic, because I think that's too much. I just think they're great. And I am definitely a yes. I'm not a hell yes, but I'm certainly not a hell no. And the one thing that I failed to put on here is what is up next. And up next for hell yes or oh hell no is Jane's Addiction. Oh. How do you feel about Jane's Addiction? Are you in or are you out? We're going to ask you, and we'll see what you say, and then we'll tell you what we think as well. But we wouldn't be birds of a feather if we didn't go ahead and introduce our last band for this particular show. The band is the Banana Creatures, and the song is Edge of Decline. Let's take a listen.
outside stuck in blind existence, and the laughs behind the mask seem to be vicious. And it scares me every day, 'cause I feel the hate, and that's my way to the cave. And the shadows say it's not smart to be led astray. They tell me to stay, but I don't have the tail to live this way. Who knows what we will find? Who knows what we will find? Well, the moon seems very bright, the doubt seems different in the light. Oh, paint that shine. Who knows what we will find? Please let it shine. Who knows what we will find? Who knows what we will find? Well, the moon seems very bright, some doubt seems different in the light. Oh, paint that shine. Who knows what we will find? Who knows what we will find? On the edge of decline. Who knows what we will find? On the edge of decline. Who knows what we will find? Who knows what we will find?
Wow. All right. That was the Banana Creatures with Edge of Decline. They are from Oregon, and they are amazing alternative fucking rock.
Yeah.
So, holy shit. So the vocals are super seductive to me. I love his phrasing and his tone, and he's got that little at the beginning. He's like, no, 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 no. I'm like, oh, hell yes. Absolutely love it. And I like that he transforms his voice to really, I think he really communicates the lyrics and the emotion of the song with his voice. And I love how he goes from being that kind of sexy thing, just like, wow, and just kind of gets crazy. I really love it. And this band is just fucking rock solid. Top to bottom, fucking amazing, propulsive. Just, I mean, they are just too fucking good. I can't even say enough about them.
Yeah, that's the surprise here, is that they are that solid, because especially, first of all, whatever you imagine a banana creature might sound like, this is not it, okay? You're expecting some soft shit, and indeed, it's sort of a goth post-punk, kind of a mellow deal in the beginning, but then it turns all grungy and alt. I mean, it's a stew of all these incredible disparate genres and everything. I mean, it's a beautiful construction. The easy vocal early on lures you in. You were talking about that, exactly it, how seductive the vocal is. Mm-hmm. Lures you into an alley where the monster riffs are free to pummel you.
True, and they do.
Which is exactly what happens. So, yeah, that's... you want drama? Well, okay, that's your jam then. That is a hell of a performance and a tune from the Banana Creatures.
So we played with them on tour as well.
No, you did not.
Yes, they did. This was one of the bands that that we ended up performing with, and I have to tell you, I believe that was the track that I heard, and and I was working with Liz, and Liz sent it to me, and I was like, fucking get them on a bill with us. They're fucking incredible.
Wow.
And when we played with them, I mean, they definitely did not disappoint. Not only are they nice guys, good guys, they're so good at what they do, and their energy on stage is ridiculous. They also have some songs that have some really fun, kind of fuck with you lyrics, which I also really like. And they are the kind of guys that got there before every other band started, stayed the entire night. They were the headlining band. They're so good, I made them the headliners.
Wow.
So, not us, them, because they're so good. And just an incredible live performance. I mean, we're talking like they're jumping. You've got one of the guitars down there, and he's like, whoa, 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 at the very end, like messing with it. It was just badass. So, good band. Well, good guys, amazing fucking band, and there's just so much more. They already have so much music out there, and they're creating new music all the time. And thank goodness they're playing all the time in Portland right now, which they should be because they're absolutely incredible. So, Banana Creatures, it was amazing sharing a stage with you guys. And when we come back, or you guys come out here, we're going to do it again. You guys are such kick-ass people with amazing music.
And we're happy to put you on the show. Hell yeah, Banana Creatures.
Absolutely. So now, wait a minute. What?
I don't know. I just know it has your name on it, so everything is right with the world.
Well, that is true. It says my name, and we're going to announce the new theme now. How exciting.
Oh.
And for a while, we've had quite a few Freebirds. Well, no more. We have changed our tune, or you're changing your tunes, whatever. This time, our new theme is called Happily Ever Thrasher. And yes, Thrasher is a bird. And it goes very well with our Halloween theme, right? So you get somebody, you can thrash somebody, you can get thrashed. In honor of the spookiest month of the year, we are seeking tales of smashed pumpkins, stolen candy, ghostly tales, macabre machinations, Venice vampires, terror, fright, and things that go bump in the night. Do you have a creepy-ass song? You got a weird-ass song that has an undercurrent of spookiness, darkness, well, calling all goth bands. But really, just go ahead and send it in to bofonair@gmail.com. We are looking for spooky. That's what we're looking for. Spooky is your game. Send it on in. So, I guess, my goodness, it's already that time. That means that you have to do that thing that you do at the end of every show. Well, every BOAF anyway.
You mean, is this a feature that involves a puppy and a blanket?
I do recall those two things being part of it, yes. Puppy and blanket.
Just need some help figuring out where I am in the show.
No problem. Hey, I'm here for you.
Right. Well, I guess it's time to wrap this puppy up in a neat little blanket. Our next offering is a new episode of Winging It. Enjoy our 15 to 45-minute show that covers one topic. I think that's a much more realistic figure.
Yes.
No music, no features. Just, I was going to say, fuck that noise. No, that's good stuff.
Oh, my God.
Just because we're having fun here tonight. Okay. Just mainstream music, chat, opinions, and uproarious laughter. The common denominator, the universal solvent, I think it is.
Absolutely.
Your boys are coming at you every week. Never forget that. Subscribe to our feed at BOAF On Air. That's BOAF, as in birds of a feather, onair.podbean.com. And enable notifications so you never miss a show, or subscribe and listen on your favorite platform. And we're on them all, baby. Remember that we cannot grow our flock without you. So true. Please share us on your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. feeds. Talk about us around the actual or virtual water cooler. And having all the busyness wrapped up and acting like real professionals here, I guess that only leaves for you to say,
let's get the flock out of here.
This has been Birds of a Feather on What the Flock Radio.